perhaps not enormously surprising to hear of this first test after all the other ones that North Korea has conducted this year. But then within hours, a second one?
That's right. This is pretty surprising, Michael. We do have it confirmed that there was potentially this number 6 Musadan. Not confirmed, of course, it is this intermediate range missile, but presumed to be. And just within a couple of hours of each other. Now, we saw this back in April. There was one missile test in the morning and then another one late at night. Both failed. But for these two to be so close together, I think observers, certainly in the past, have said that once a missile fails, then a military would go back and take a look at why it had failed. Technicians would get involved so that whatever had gone wrong could then be rectified. But North Korea certainly seems in a great rush to try and perfect this technology, this intermediate missile, this intermediate range missile, the Musadan. So this is potentially number 6 this year alone. It's only since April that this mobile missile has started to be tested. It's not successfully tested so far. But of course, even as President Obama in the US said himself, with every single test, they are learning something. So this will be a concern that Kim Jong-un does appear to be in such a rush to obtain this capability. Michael?
And just fill us in again, too. I mean, when you're talking about the Musadan, you're talking about an intermediate range ballistic missile. Now, this could travel up to 4,000 kilometres. Nobody really knows for sure. 4,000 kilometres is relevant because of what targets it could then embrace, right?
Oh, that's right. And as you say, rightly, we don't know for sure exactly what kind of range this missile has. To be fair, the North Koreans probably don't either because they haven't successfully test-fired it yet. But potentially it could take in up to Guam, the US military bases in Guam, if it is the upper range successful. But even the lower ranges would take in the whole of South Korea, would be able to target the whole of Japan and the US military bases there. So certainly it is a concern to the neighbors in the region, but also Washington, that North Korea is trying to perfect this kind of capability. And of course, we've heard from Kim Jong-un. He's very clear that he believes he is the leader of a nuclear state. He has said he will continue to carry out these nuclear and these missile tests. He's true to his word so far. And of course, he has claimed that he can miniaturize a nuclear weapon. But of course, what North Korea wants is to have a delivery system to be able to deliver that nuclear weapon to a particular country. Now, whether or not it would use that is almost academic. It's the fact that it would have that deterrent, the fact that it would potentially have that bargaining chip to be able to say we have a nuclear weapon and we are able to deliver it. Up until this point, officials at the US and in South Korea and Japan assumed that they may have the capability of delivering a nuclear warhead, a nuclear weapon, but certainly it hasn't been tested.
And look, we've talked about this before. No one wants them to be doing this. There are UN resolutions banning them, prohibiting them from doing this. Everyone in the neighbourhood has been issuing warnings about it. Even their only friend, China, isn't happy about this, probably more because of what it could lead to in terms of the US putting in missile defence, perhaps even more troops on their doorstep. So what can be done? Nothing's working.
Well, most countries are now pinning their hopes on these sanctions that have been passed just a couple of months ago in the United Nations Security Council. They are stronger, they're more wide-ranging. They've been described as groundbreaking, unprecedented by those who were behind the sanctions. And certainly they are stronger than what we have seen before because Beijing is behind these sanctions. They allowed the sanctions to be a little stronger simply because relations between North Korea and China are so bad at this point. And Kim Jong-un is not listening to really his one true ally and his main trading partner when China says to North Korea, we don't want you to be testing these missiles, we don't want you to be testing these nuclear weapons. North Korea is simply not listening. So this is what most countries are pinning their hopes on at this point, that the sanctions will in coming months start to bite. They will start to limit the amount of available resources that North Korea has to carry out these missile tests.